Hello and welcome back to the SKUSavvy YouTube channel, where we are demystifying the complexities of everyday e-commerce order fulfillment and warehouse management. In this tutorial, we're going to go through a quick start and how you can go from a blank SKUSavvy account to connection with Shopify, some inventory allocated, carriers connected, and being able to fulfill an order. Here, we're going to follow through these steps. So the first thing is we're going to connect with Shopify, build a small layout, and allocate some inventory. So you can follow along on this guide. So what I'm going to do is jump over, and if you haven't already, make sure to get a SKUSavvy account. So here's a fresh account. We've just signed up. I do already have a couple of warehouses and a layout within here, which I'm going to show you how to connect during the Shopify connection. So the first thing we're going to do is actually to head over into the configuration and just go down to barcodes, and you want to set your default item barcode format here. So this is going to make sure that when you do bring over items that they come over in the right barcode format. So go ahead and set the default formats for your barcodes. If you already have products in here, it will ask you if you want to override those. I'm just going to leave this as is. So set those, and the next thing we're going to do is jump into our Shopify connection. And so what I've done here is I've already gone ahead and entered the credentials for this new Shopify connection. So I've got a store here and have already come in to add a new custom app. We've created the app, we've added some credentials to the app or our permissions to the app. So I'll link to that video. Now that we have that connection made, once you enter the API credentials, you'll see that your locations from Shopify will show up, and it's going to give you the ability to reuse any existing warehouse that you might already have. So I'm going to reuse this location and reuse my store location. Now I've connected those two locations. If you don't have any locations, it will just create new warehouses for each of the locations in Shopify. All right, let's go ahead and integrate. And while we're doing that, you can see here, SKUSavvy has pulled in and connected our warehouses. So you can see that those are linked. And then I have another warehouse which is not connected yet. And as this goes through, we're going to see that the products inventory will come over. Looks like we are missing one of our read returns. So we'll go ahead and add that in later. Okay, we've got some products here now. As you can see, all of our products have come in. The next step in terms of getting set up is to create a warehouse layout. So within this warehouse, I already have a layout created. Pretty intricate layout. So you can go ahead and build this layout. I'll put a link to another video in terms of using the layout builder. This is going to give you bin labels. Now, it's not required that you set everything up all up front. So what we're going to do is you can see here that in our inventory at this location, if we toggle it, you'll see that all of the inventory has come over in this unallocated state. So what you could do from here is just go into the bulk allocation. And if you're using barcode scanner, you could at this point just scan the barcode on the bin and then scan the items that belong in that bin. You may have an import. There's a variety of ways that you can get the inventory in there. I'll again link to another guide there, but inevitably to be able to pick a product, you're going to need to have some inventory allocated. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to allocate this stock at the time that we're making a pick. So now that we have our inventory and products within here, the next thing to do is to come into your carriers. And you'll see here that there is a free existing carrier, which you can use with test labels. What you're going to want to do is go over into the Ship Engine dashboard. And so we're going to click on Modify Carriers, and that's going to open up into a new link here. And we're going to see the Ship Engine. So what you're going to want to do here, agree to that. Now, you don't actually have to create a group rate Ship Engine USPS. You can just simply connect this and skip for now. Actually, we're just going to skip for now. And we're just going to come into our carrier dashboard and just click on Add New Carrier Account. which is going to enable you to connect all of your various carriers here. So once you have connected carriers, this is going to show back up in our carrier list here. Now I'm just going to use this test account. And the next thing we're going to do is set up packaging. So in order to actually fulfill an order, we do need to have packaging within the system. If it is a carrier specific label or package type, you're going to want to use, once you've previously connected your carrier, you'll just use one of the designated sizes there that correspond with the carrier specific packaging. Otherwise, you can go ahead and add, your own sizes. All right, so we're going to add this packaging. I'm going to add it as an option to all warehouses. There is an ability to track packaging inventory. For now, I'm going to leave that turned off. And okay, there we have our packaging here. So now with just one box, we've got a carrier connection. And let's just assume that we've added some inventory. We would be ready to fulfill. So let's go ahead and see our orders. And we're going to go ahead and place a new Shopify order. So we've got a few Shopify orders here, and now we are going to just click into one of the orders, and you'll see this carries over all the information from Shopify directly. And down here at the bottom, you're going to see the shipments related to this order. So at this point, if the order had been routed to the wrong warehouse, we could reselect a warehouse and reassign it there. If the order for some reason gets out of sync, then you can always resync it manually here. So we're going to click on Fulfill, and we're going to click Fulfill again, which is going to create a batch for this order. As you can see here, SKUSavvy is indicating the first bin position that we're going to go to. Now I have a bin scan as well as a product scan turned on, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to actually turn these off. So if I go over to my fulfillment settings, I'm going to turn off all of the scans, just noting that you can turn on or off various scan points. So let's update that, and we'll go back into our order. Okay, so at this point, we're going to go through and pick the items. I've already got stock for some of these items, but in other cases, we don't actually have stock yet. So if you know that that product has had stock come over from Shopify, then you're going to see the quantity from Shopify. And at this point, we could go ahead and allocate the stock to one of our bins. So I'm going to select a bin location. I'm going to assign the stock. And then we should see that reload in a second here. We've got another product that doesn't currently have inventory. So I'm going to reassign this one as well. Okay, and we've got another one here. So let's assign that. Okay, so let's just do a quick reload. And here we've got stock that I'm going to continue picking. And now we're going to go through to package this up. So to package up each of the items, we're just going to tap on the item, or you would scan the item at this point. So if we needed to, we could split this shipment off and send the other shipment to a different address or to a different location to fulfill from. I'm going to indicate that I've packaged all of these up. I'm going to select my package size, which it looks like we don't have any inventory is my guess for that package size. So let's go ahead and add some new inventory here. Again, you could turn this packaging setting off by going into your main company settings and going to inventory and turning that off. All right, let's go back into this batch and continue fulfilling. Okay, that package size is available. And now you can see we're getting rates from our carrier labels. Now, if we wanted to turn on or off specific carriers, I always suggest looking at the three-dot menu from the batch settings to, and actually just going through these to confirm different settings within here. We are going to use the test labels, and I'm going to not print the label automatically, and we'll get a packing slip as well. Okay, so here you could also turn on or off various carriers. And that would enable you to get different rates depending on the carriers. So here we go. We've got our label. Let's just purchase the label. And now this is ready to go ahead and print out. You can see here we also have a packing slip. So everything is all set for this order. As soon as we print this out, this is going to send back the tracking information and update the order status within Shopify. So let's go ahead and print that out. And we can see here we've got our label. Great. Okay, so that order is now fulfilled and has gone out. Let's take a look at some of the other outbound orders here. If we wanted to start putting these orders into a batch, so if you have a lot of orders coming in, you're going to see down here that this has multiple unbatched shipments. So from here, we could indicate, and start creating a batch. We can select various order tags, product tags, shipping methods, or item SKUs to match, and all of that criteria would be placed into a batch for us. In this case, let's indicate that we're going to do 5 shipments and a limit of 25, and we'll go ahead and batch these up. And you can see here, SKUSavvy has created a batch of orders matching our criteria, so we could come through and again start fulfilling. That's going to wrap it for the quick start video. Hopefully that helps you get up and running faster. We'll put a few links to various guides to help you out in terms of bulk allocation of stock, how to move inventory between bins, and generally some other setup. Hopefully that's helpful. We look forward to seeing you on the next video, and make sure to get your free SKUSavvy account, app.skusavvy.com.